Good evening. Ira Epstein with your Metal Market Wrap-Up, and this wrap-up is for Wednesday, the 9th of August, 2023, 6:05 p.m. Central Time. So tomorrow's the CPI number. Hot, cold, which way is it going to go? We get a little lesser number, but one that the market will look at, PPI on Friday. And this is important because is the market going to see sticky inflation or not? Everybody will come out afterwards and they'll say, oh, here's the headline. We all know we expect the headline number to continue to slip. It's the core inflation number that you want to keep your eye on. What is that doing? What's wage inflation doing? Those are the things you have to watch. Now, recently, we have been witnessing a rollover in the stock indices. If you looked at my special report I did in stock indices, I think I covered the 20-year pattern, the 15 and the 5-year. This fits right in with what they were doing. In the metal market, I get so many people that saying, Ira, when's the time to buy gold? It isn't yet. And that's because it'll be the time when the Fed says, or we believe the Fed is through with the rate hikes. Do you know if you're going to get a hot CPI tomorrow or a cold one? That's your bet. The market's saying the Fed's not done. If the Fed were done, the dollar would probably be falling. Gold would probably rally at that point. The Fed is questioning what it should do and why should it make a decision right now anyways. It's got, after tomorrow's CPI and Friday's PPI, a full other set of those, another set of jobs data, and then the report. So enjoy the rest of your August. Trade, but understand the volatility is going to be more in swinging, not necessarily in trade. Got that, what I just said? Not necessarily in trade. Trade means lock onto a position and hold it. Now, we have seen a heck of a rally in the crude. And we knew that was coming when you saw Russia and the Saudis join in and carry the markets higher. Is this enough to carry the market and Brent to 100? Or is $87, $90 enough for this leg of the market to see what it does? We'll cover the charts when I do the financial markets. When we look at the gold market, you're back to the break-low area that you recently made here, right? You couldn't cross over the 18-week average. You had that bounce. Does that look to you like an uptrend? Not to me. The pattern is lower highs, lower lows. The market's come down, and obviously these lows are very important because you were here before. And this is the first move underneath the 200-day moving average. That's important. Will it stay like that? Let me give you a real bearish scenario. You get the 18-day under the 200, you got yourself a bearish scenario. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I am saying this is the first move under that, and what you've done is you've decided to ride the lower Bollinger Band. So day one, notice how each day you've been hitting the Bollinger Band and turning it down. That's that gorilla glue trade that I teach you about. And that happens when a market locks onto that lower band. Most traders will go, oh, you're going to get a bounce. You don't bet on that. It's the first challenge that you're looking for the bounce. You had one, you're not holding it, now you've locked back on it. That can carry you lower. I then look to see what are stochastics doing. If they decide to embed, what is the definition of embedding? The red and the blue line. They're called the K and the D line for those of you that are aficionados of slow stochastics. If they lock in for several days or more, you can't count today because we don't know what Thursday's going to close as. But if they lock in where both numbers, day one, it's not day two, 3 days in a row or more under 20, then you're embedded. You're not there. You're in an oversold market that is highly vulnerable to trying to get a bounce back to the 200-day average, and it has to decide, does it go for the embedded status or not? Right now, what do I teach my clients? No, I don't tell them to deploy new money in a market that's already been bearish and it's oversold. When I look at the gold-silver ratio, this has been the savior. Once it got over the 18-day average of closes, the number kept going up. It just kept going higher, which meant gold was going to be relatively stronger than silver. You need more silver to get 1 ounce of gold. And look at how silver latched onto the same thing and keeps diving. Now, where are we in these numbers? Again, you can't count Thursday, but if we go over to Wednesday, both numbers under 20. Day before, both under 20 on Tuesday. I doubt they were that way on Monday, and they weren't. Tomorrow's going to be the key day. Tomorrow we'll have a chance to see the CPI number. Does the silver market want to embed? If it does, it then tells me on good hard rallies, the trade's going to get bearish. What else happened on this chart? Do you not see the crossover where the 18-day average got underneath the 100? Let's back up one more. Okay. So right here, we're still with the 18-day average over the 100. This was on the close of business Tuesday. Today, you crossed over. That's the bearish move. So you generally continue to make lower lows. To what point? Well, until the market says what it wants to do. Here's the other real bearish thing. Instead of loading day after day under the Bollinger Band, it gets a few days under, gets over, rocks it, and just keeps riding it down. That's a very bearish scenario. In the copper market, I have seen zero to see that China's doing anything. What China has to do is they have to make a new fiscal policy, probably not a monetary one. They have to do something to convince people that they're serious about spurting on the economy. Right now, I think they're caught in a liquidity crunch. I think they're sort of waffling back and forth, not quite knowing what to do. I think they're stunned that 6 months ago when they left the COVID policy and they lifted it. Do you remember the uproar that was going on and the first real challenges to Xi that came out? Well, since he lifted that policy, what have we done? Nothing. What else has happened here? En masse, the West is trying to leave China. We have taken business to Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam. I can go on and on where business is going. India. The last place America wants to go is to do business in China unless you have to do business in China. Banks don't like how it's run. Other things don't like how it is. And if you really think about it, you look at the daily news in America, we have been, all the propaganda, everything that comes in, very anti-China, and the same as in China. I am certain they feel that America is their enemy. We have hurt their economy. We have pulled our businesses out, so on and so forth. It all began with the pandemic, not taking responsibility in our eyes for it. I don't know if they're responsible or not. Again, I don't know ever what to believe in science because scientists out of Asia, scientists out of America, whatever it is. But we know that the way they ran their businesses, the way they shut down their factories, they locked out everything, they hurt us and hurt us bad in our economy. We can't have a partner that we rely on for components like that. That's what you're feeling right now here. And I don't see that coming back as Goldman did until they make something concrete and get something big going there. And so far, they have done this. They have talked the talk. They have not walked the walk. In the platinum, continuing the fall, I'm going to repeat the story that I keep telling you. Why do you want to own this when less and less platinum and palladium is going to be consumed? Every day there's a new electric car built. It means you're not building a combustion engine car. Cars aren't going away with combustion engines anytime soon. I am convinced at my age, they'll still be producing them, okay? Yeah, they'll still be producing them, and that's it. Do I know if my next car will be an electric car or not? I don't have the slightest idea. I have a couple of friends that have them. They love them. I have other friends that I had one that got it and got rid of it. He found it too inconvenient if you were taking a longer trip. He didn't want to be stuck in places for half-hour charges. So that's how it goes. It's not quite there for everybody, but it's coming. And I am certain in another decade, it will be what your new car is going to be. Will be an electric car. The combustion engine will be the one going away. In the dollar index, we have a market that is what? Let's take a look. Both numbers over 80. Both numbers over 80. Both numbers over 80. Nope. No. Did you see what just happened? See the 78? Tomorrow's the big day. It's either going to embed or it's not going to embed. So for me, I sit back. Tonight's the free night for me. I get to sleep like a baby. I don't want to worry about positions there. And I'll take a fresh look at the market, a big-time fresh look, right after 7:30, the CPI. Make sure that I'm all fresh and done and start applying my trade into the markets again. That's what I expect tomorrow's going to be. Now, you've got to pay attention to the Bollinger Bands tomorrow. They're going to be super important. If the markets hit the upper and lower bands, know what to do, when to react to them. Is the market, when it hits it, embedded or not? That's what you've got to learn about. I teach this all in the embedded Bollinger Band course. That's the way to look at it. Enhanced Bollinger Band course. But it's really an embedded one. How do you get it? Take a look at this. At any point, you can just click up here. It'll take you right to it on your computer, or go to iraepstein.com. Under the word education, the course is right there for you. I'm Ira. You have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll have an awful lot to talk about because we will have the CPI and numbers in hand. Take care. Welcome. I'm Ira Epstein, and I'm here to talk about my enhanced Bollinger Band course. Now, many of you have taken my regular charting course, and if not, you might think you know something about Bollinger Bands. As you know, Bollinger Bands are an algorithm designed to keep the market trading within it 95% of the time, and on a chart, it will offer on the top part resistance, on the bottom support, and the idea is the market will travel within them. We know that sometimes it latches onto that band, goes up or goes down. Well, how do you play with that? Can you pyramid the positions off that type of thinking? Well, I've applied all three of these into 13 different videos that teach you my concept of it. And from that concept, you're able to work with weekly charts and or daily charts. The 13 videos, each about 7 minutes long. The idea here is not to put you in school forever, but to teach. Now, if you haven't tried my complete futures research, I throw that in as well. Whether you've tried this or not, I think it's worth taking a look at. I think you're going to learn something from there. That research, by the way, covers twice daily market updates for you and access to what I call window envelope numbers, which I think are very important when looking at these Bollinger Bands. The next part is a trial to our charting software so you can make your charts look the same way that mine do. It's that simple. Where do you go with it and how do you get all this? It's simple. You go to our website, www.iraepstein.com. If you go to the word education, everything you need is answered there. You can also call my staff. They'll be happy to help you get set up. I'm Ira Epstein, on the road to your education.